Okay, so good thing in that case to play with him. Now, can we sell anything to you or no? Hold on. Okay, I'm just trying to talk to the Stepion. Because obviously this guy's not going to buy any of our weapons or armor, but if we have like furs or whatnot, we may start to have. He'll buy our fizz tech. We actually have so much fizz tech that it does weigh a bit. It does weigh a bit. Is there any? Wow, it's worth more than I thought. It's worth 4 apiece. I thought it was just worth 1. I think this is quite a deal. I think this is quite a deal. I think we take it. This is the guy we give all of our fizz tech. Sure. Why not? Okay then. Just, you know, be careful with that. That's 71 fizz tech. That's crazy. Okay, we'll get rid of our ashes as well, just as we can. Then the real stuff I was looking to sell were, yeah, the furs and hides and whatnot. So that weighs considerably more and can actually be worth something. And we're actually quite close to reaching the threshold we're looking for at this stage. If we just dump a little bit more here, some of our junk, basically. Will that be enough? I mean, this stuff is pretty light. They're a little heavier. He still has a surprising amount of money remaining, actually. So, you know, we can keep selling. How much does the boar stuff weigh? It does weigh a bit. I mean, like I said, I do want to at some point see what that breaks down into. It would be nice to know. I think everything else we might want to keep here, though. Rather than, or other than the valuable fossils that aren't actually valuable. Maybe we do actually want to sell these at some point. I was holding on to the hope that somebody would actually buy them for more than 2 coins apiece. Because, you know, the name valuable fossil implies that somebody will do that. But I don't really think that's the case unless there's some mysterious future tradesperson that we're going to encounter sometime in the future who will actually buy them for an order of magnitude or 2 more than what we're seeing here. Yeah, I don't remember what it dismantles into. I don't remember. It's potentially worth checking out. All right, I think that means we stop selling to you when we are 1 weight over our limit, which is unfortunate, but we were talking about perhaps taking a moment to pop back over to Novigrad to sell some stuff to IBA real quick, just to make a little bit more off of that, because we have a surprising amount of that stuff there. Let's see, where is actually the closest fast travel spot? Is probably here. Yeah, I know we have the main quest. Next piece is in Oxenford here, so we will be back soon. But just the person that we would want to sell the rest of our armor and whatnot to is currently broke. So we'll take a brief excursion back to Novigrad. What are you looking at? And then we can finally no longer be encumbered. And hopefully we'll make a decent amount off of it as well. Excuse me? I would like to use this fast drop. There we go. It's like running straight into it, pressing the interact button and nothing was happening. I'm like, this is strange. And it does appear as well as though perhaps some time has passed. This tradesperson in particular is very well known for taking the nights off.
Oh, I wish my man were as brave as you.
He just, for whatever reason, does not seem to want to make trades to witchers when they are coming back from their adventures. It's not a lot of business, I'll tell you. I mean, that being said, we are, of course, always selling this guy stuff and almost never buying things from him, so we're just making him broke. We're never actually making him money. So maybe that's why. Is he gonna be here yet, though, or is he currently taking a snooze? It looks like he is currently taking a snooze. It's just 9 p.m. It's not even that late. I mean, seriously, come on, man. Come on, dude. It's Saturday, like, surely you stay open late. Okay. Where? What? Excuse me? Huh? Where'd he go? It's 10 a.m. You're telling me he isn't here at 10 a.m.? Really? That's not him. I mean, I did it. I said it partially in jest before. At noon. Now he's here. Man, this guy is such a slacker.
Top-notch swords?
I'm gonna sell you some top-notch swords.
Show me what you have in stock.
Okay, so he has 3,000 coins, so that's part of the reason why we're here as well. In addition to him just generally paying more for this stuff. So let's dump these things, which I think for the most part, you know, we're just gonna sell them, and I don't think there's really any chance of this stuff being any good for us. The digger at higher rarities, I think, can give us some of the stats we're looking for. Just want to take a brief look at some of the magic rarity ones just to make sure, but I think even then, not good enough to be worth including here or ever considering equipping ourselves. And they're worth like 150 apiece. We have enough of them because we've been fighting so many of those fallen knights that, yeah, that adds up quite a bit. That, and then, okay. So I want to hold on to the New Moon trousers, I think. The Assassin's trousers we can probably sell, though. And then we were saying we want to at least hold on to maybe one pair of the Order of the Flaming Rose gauntlets. Perhaps just for style purposes. We'll sell the rarer ones, then we'll keep you. And, oh, we actually have more. This guy as well. And all of our various shirts. There was a point in time when we needed shirts for crafting purposes, but I think that was mostly just to make the base items for those things. Like when we made our first round of Witcher gear and whatnot. But I think all subsequent rounds have just instead used the previous iteration of the Witcher gear, so that probably isn't necessary anymore. So I don't think we need these anymore, and we may still have some stashed away as well. And as you can see here, this guy does have some, so worst comes to worst, we can come over here and buy them for, I mean, it's a little bit overpriced, of course, but we could at least do that in case of emergency. And I don't really think we're going to be able to sell anything else to you, because you are not going to want to do that. But we could see if we can, oh, hold on. Break some stuff down.
Craft something for me.
Here. The valuable fossils, what did they turn into? Fantastic. Just fantastic. Oh man, what a pleasure. Oh, Boar Tusk also does not break down into anything nice. I was wondering about that. And the Boar Pelt, yeah, same idea as the other pelts. They just give leather and other such items. So I think those things are probably just worth selling straight up without breaking them down. I mean, we're definitely not breaking things down into ashes, right? That doesn't do as much good. So anything else here that we particularly want to break down? I mean, none of that stuff down there, right? But potentially the valuable rings. I mean, it does give us a ruby and a gold nugget, which I think some of the cat school gear has required rubies in the past. At first it started out as ruby dust, and then it kind of got the plain old rubies, and then might have even gotten as high as flawless ruby at some point. But so this might be worth doing. Costs a bit, but I think given how valuable those items are that we get out of it, that might be worth doing. Let's do it. And we have 15 rubies now. That's pretty nice. Okay. Thank you.
So long.
I think we've done just about all of the selling that we want to do to you, but we could potentially sell some of those. One merchant here that is picky about what he's willing to buy and sell, but we could still sell some of our furs,
What have you got there?
if possible. Is this the guy who does not want to buy things from us? He'll take the tusks, and he'll take the pelts, add up to a little bit. That does get us back up over the 40,000 mark as well, which is, I mean, it's still not up to 60,000, which is where we were for a while, but we're making some progress, even after having spent a bunch to get our rune right started up. We might as well sell you as well, I guess. I mean, it's obviously not worth much, but I don't really think it does us much good to break things down into components, the stuff that gives us just the generic crafting materials, because we have so many of those at this stage. What the heck is that guy doing? Okay. So, while we're here, we might want to take a second to go to our stash to stockpile, I think, like, Croc's sword. I don't know if we're ever gonna end up doing anything with that, so that might just make sense to stash that away. And also, the Order of the Flaming Rose stuff that we were just saying we wanted to hold on to. Gloves. I'm also going here based off memory, which is really dangerous. Let's see. How far off was I? Well, I was right that it is on the eastern side, but we are further north than I realized. So we actually want to go back this way. Oh, good point, good point. We could also take this opportunity to convert from orens and florins into crowns. That is probably something we should do now as well. That, of course, is in the center of town, and I completely ignored our custom marker there. So yeah, we should make a point of doing that now as well. We've already been taxed, right? We can't be taxed twice. But I think we will probably get a decent amount of coins out of that. I don't know how many, because we've never done that conversion yet. But I don't remember what the conversion fee is, how steep that is. Okay. No, actually, I just want the stash. Thank you. Okay, so we'll stash you, I think, as well, and stash you. And then we'll try to make a point of stashing other gear from the Order of the Flaming Rose stuff, because I do think it looks pretty cool. I don't know. I'll have to put more thought into what seems like it's been the best looking gear for us thus far. But the Order of the Flaming Rose stuff did certainly stand out at least a bit in that regard. Like I said, I mean, Witcher stuff I don't like. Cat School gear in particular, I think, looks pretty bad. It's gotten a little better over time. But if we could get the stats of the Cat School stuff while still getting the looks of something else, then that could be quite interesting.
Ever heard the legends of the White Wolf?
Could you honestly just say if we've ever heard the legends of the White Wolf?
You see, stranger.
Also, was a little bit surprised to see there's just some elves hanging out here. This guy's just called the mob when, you know, they were being persecuted and, like, that was happening to them before. I mean, it's glowing red, but we actually can't seem to interact with it. We may have previously. There are a lot of them. There are a lot of them.
Legends of the White Wolf.
Okay. All right. So, before we fast travel out of here, let's do that conversion. Oh, what is this? More. I swear. Put these things everywhere. We are still finding them. But yeah, you know, we could. I mean, I don't think there's any limit to our storage space, right? So we can throw however many things we want in there. Okay, once again going off memory, which once again is probably quite dangerous. But if we go here, and I don't think it's the most efficient route, necessarily, but I think we're headed in the right direction here. Then you take a right, and it's going to be here, and it's actually this guy. Vivaldi.
How can I be of service?
Okay. So, we'd like to convert some currency. I forgot we can even take out a loan if we needed to, but
Got some
no
coin
thanks.
I'd like to convert into crowns.
You've come to the right place. A better rate you'll not find anywhere in the city.
Yeah, because you're the only person who does this. Oh. Okay. He just immediately does it, and the answer is 12,000 we ended up getting. Should have done it in advance and asked ourselves what do we think we'd get out of it. But the answer is just over 12,000. That gets us. Well, we're not at 60,000 yet, but we are getting closer to that same place where we were before we threw all of our money at the room, right? So, you know, that's not bad. That's not bad. Okay. Now, though, now I think we'll head back over to Oxenford. Unless, I mean, we also, like, when we're over here, I like to try to make a point of selling stuff to the book salesperson. Because that is a hard thing to sell, our books, and we just seem to always be picking up more of them.
You're back.
Usually just a few hundred crowns, but
Let's see these
might
books
as well
of
when we
yours.
have the chance, right? He only has 164, which is, yeah, I mean, that's not a huge difference maker, but I mean, we just have so many books. The number of times we have to read about all the heirs to the thrones and see that Ciri is the heir to, like, every single throne in existence, or the slaughter of Sintra, or caring for her sword. There's only so much of that I can take. Just gotta get rid of something. Okay, let's do that, and that's actually the perfect amount. Okay, so, you know, we get rid of some of our books, and we get 150 or so crowns out of it.
Very well.
Not a huge difference maker, but we do it when we can. Okay, now we'll head back to Oxenford, and we will see what we have in store for the main quest. So, back we go. Yeah, we definitely have enough. I mean, money's never really been a huge problem with us, because we've been pretty conscious of not spending too aggressively. We saved up a lot early on, or we didn't spend much early on. Then we were pretty aggressive with looting a bunch of things. We saved a bunch on repairing stuff early on, even. So I think, you know, over time, that started to add up a lot. And I think now it's put us in a position where... This is not the place we're supposed to go. Over time, that put us in a position where, you know, we're looking pretty comfortable monetarily. Especially, I mean, I use the Skellige smuggler's caches as an example, just because that's a very extreme example of us going out of our way to take a bunch of loot and sell all that. But, you know, the same general idea can apply. Oh, here we are. To us going out of our way to get more stuff.
This the Brasodi Brothers auction house?
Seems it.
Private Kleiner, you're on duty. Need I remind you, fraternizing with civilians is not allowed. Purpose of your visit?
To participate in the auction. Now, if we're about to buy a house, then perhaps we are about to spend a lot of that money we were just talking about. So we'll see if I end up eating my words here, but Redanian soldiers are guarding the auction house. That is a little strange.
Just curious. Redanian army regulars, right?
Lance Corporal Václav reporting, and this bloke's my subordinate, Private Kleiner.
Careful you don't piss yourself out of excitement.
You say something, soldier?
Not a thing.
Shouldn't you be somewhere? There's a war on, you know.
We was transferred here. All
Not
official.
really anymore,
Written
but
order
sure.
76 CWX. Mission, guard the auction house. Priority, high. Top, in fact.
Borsodi fella knows his way about the court. Helps the high rankings sell their war booty. Gets protection in return.
Private Kleiner, that's confidential military information.
Ah, okay. Okay. This Bersodi fella has some involvement with the military. Okay, okay. Some payments behind closed doors. I see. We would like to speak to your
Any of
owners.
the owners home?
Meaning the one and sole owner, the esteemed host Besodi? Aye, he is.
Need to talk to him.
I would like to chat.
76 CWX is clear. Auctions only open to folk with invitations. Writ out in their names, plain and simple.
Except did you read provision 38C? Point II, line 37? That actually says that in specific occasions on which witchers have quests that direct them to enter the auction house, they are allowed to do so and speak to the owner if and only if that is the specific request of the quest giver. So, I'm sorry, but as it turns out, we are legally authorized to do this. Smart to make an exception, or I'm sure we can work something out. I mean, this suggests that, you know, we'll like, bribe them, whereas this is more like physically threatening them. Which, I mean, I'd rather not have to spend money to do it, but, like, this guy seems like he thinks he's the smartest guy in all of Oxenford, right? So I'm not sure trying to tell him that he's being a silly Billy is not going to be very effective. So, might actually need to do this.
Gonna let that hold you back? Come on.
Afraid you're out of luck. Order 76 CWX also held that Lance Corporal Václav stick a broomstick up his arse.
Kleiner, need I remind you of the penalty for insulting a superior?
Who have we here? Geralt, the
Hey,
Witcher.
familiar face.
Vimy Vivaldi, the banker from... Actually, where are you from?
Matters little, mate. Gold knows no boundaries.
Long time no see.
What's all the fash, Corporal Václav? Are you squabbling with my pal Geralt?
Master Vivaldi, sir, your esteemed associate, he weren't invited to the auction, and I've...
But I plough and have been, and he's coming with me. In you go, Geralt.
Hey. There we have it.
But my orders...
Fuck your orders. Need I take this up with the sergeant? Ha! I thought not. Now, stand to attention and shut your giggy.
Oh, the lads will be rolling back in the barracks.
Shut it! Now march! Round you go! 1, 2, 1, 2.
What is that? Alright, so we're trying to buy this house.
Appreciate the help.
Twas nout. Always had a mind to seeing to old pals and clients.
Business with you's a pure pleasure, Vimy.
The dear departed wifey claimed the same. Ah ha! Folk are assembling. Auction's about to start. Time we went upstairs.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah, so apparently we previously were under the impression that this auction house was in Novigrad, not Oxenford.
Could have sworn the Borsodi's auction house was in Novigrad.
It was, but they moved it. You see, Radovid offered Horst a preferential tax rate. 0%.
Oh.
Huh.
If
Pretty
we-
much unbeatable.
Aye, and I've nae seen a purer example of the benevolent state.
Okay. Then, any idea if, say, there might be a house, a particular house up for bid?
What did folk come
Just
to
asking
bid
for a
on?
friend.
Any idea?
All kinds of valuables, rare weaponry, exotica. But I've got my eye on a selection of canvases by the master portraitists of the Maribor School. Van de Nieuw, Longendijk.
Well, well. Never knew you to be a connoisseur.
Of course I'm not. It's all muck and rubbish to me. Point of fact, I'll just wrap 'em in paper and lock 'em in the vault.
Why in the world do...
What do you mean,
Collector's
why,
item.
Geralt? I've got to diversify my investments, didn't I?
I suppose so. Also, I could certainly see this turning into us betting against Vivaldi here, and that might be a tough prospect for us.
Actually, I'm really just here to talk to Horst Borsodi.
Oh, might be more of a problem than you'd expect.
Because...
Uh-huh.
An awful hermit, that one. Not a wee bit like his da, my little keep his soul. But Horst would like to show his head during the auction. I'll introduce you then.
Be mighty indebted to you.
Think nothing of it.
Careful.
Never clicked
That
on
means something to a banker.
promissory notes. All right, up we go.
Okay. A little bit of experience.
Mother of pearl with topaz.
Rob, oh, we can examine this stuff.
Sold
We do that now?
Goblet of fire. Wonder what it is.
Oh. Okay, I'm glad we did. I'm glad we did.
Zeracanian spears. Excellent adornments for any parlor wall. Good to know.
Any other references to other things?
A giant's. Or maybe a Jotun's.
Okay.
Codex Redaniensis. Sole surviving copy. From the collection of the mage Aramis.
Ah, we know that guy. Ah, it's a cheese!
Fabergé egg, white gold.
We've experienced that stuff before.
Beautiful. But first blow would shatter them.
Sold to Madame Villepin.
Dress of harky silk trimmed with amethyst beads.
Got with like roach for a second.
Have a starting price of 2,000.
This one probably also belonged to sorceress. Fetish, maybe?
Now, where did I put that gavel?
Anything else here? Any other exhibits? Things up for auction?
Geralt, you thought of buying real estate. Could get you attractive terms on a mortgage.
No such thing as attractive loan terms, Vinny.
What about in Kaveri Marks?
Come on. You know damn well that makes no sense. Lovely sculpture. Probably end up adorning somebody's garden.
Okay. Let's head on up, I think.
Sold to
Hey,
Hey.
Dress of
Let's see.
harky
All these going the other way. Let's just see. Do anything here? Like, say, take your on fiber, or just continually ignite and extinguish that flame. Can we go up this way? We should probably save as well. I'm not sure we did that before we went in here. Oh, well, we triggered it.
auction won't start for a time yet, it seems.
Vimy, this is a banquet.
Aye, and?
I detest banquets. Vacuous conversation, food portions fit for a mouse, drinks that taste like piss.
Ah, it won't all be bad. Let me introduce you to some of my most interesting associates. Old
Okay.
hen there is Countess Mignol.
I recognize her.
Blather about with her. Prick in the corner's Hilbert. New coin, that one. Came into a right fortune playing Gwent.
Huh.
Ah, there's
Were they in the
Yarmir,
tournament?
art dealer. A purer snob I've never known.
Don't recognize him.
He knows paintings like no other. So, ready to chat someone up? It's not fitting for us to stand here like knobs.
Okay, let's see. So I'd kind of like to talk to her,
Smell it, Geralt.
given how we do
That's the
know
center
her.
coin.
Also take some dried fruit and nuts and onions. And more onions. Lovely.
I beg your pardon. I've
I'm
not
sorry.
seen you
We're supposed to
before.
socialize here, are we not? Now let's chat with you.
Greetings to the Honourable Countess. Madam, allow me to introduce my dear friend, Geralt of Rivia.
Ah,
Of the School of the Wolf.
Forgive me, but have we had the pleasure?
we have.
No,
I
but
thought
your
we had.
guild is unmistakable.
Oh, you just look very
Madame.
similar to that other person.
Take
I'm
note,
sorry.
Geralt. Countess Mignol is an eminent collector of Vitaminaica.
Vitamin. What now?
All manner of objects related to the witcherly profession.
Oh.
Swords, gear, medallions.
Is that so? Really? Oh, can we trade with you? Where do you develop this interest?
Mind if I ask how the Countess became interested in us, humble monster slayers?
I've some pleasant associations, dating from my oh so distant youth.
I see.
Didn't you say such things, Countess? You look right fetching to me.
That's very kind, Master Vivaldi. But apart from my Vedamaniaca, I also own a number of mirrors.
Your most prized piece, what would it be?
An armor element, an antique, School of the Wolf,
Oh.
from 1234.
Classic. Is it up for sale?
I fear not. It's a memento, one of great sentimental value.
But perhaps the
Wait a
Countess has
second.
got other Witcher curios she's willing to part with.
Old
Or
wolf
acquire.
school Witcher
Perhaps
stuff.
you could
She had a
trade.
relationship
I'd
a
charge
long time ago
5%,
with
a
someone
modest,
from perhaps the wolf
transaction
school.
fee.
Vesemir? Also, I was thinking about that and therefore did not process what that most recent conversation thread was. Sure, why not would be us buying something. Perhaps the Countess got other Witcher curios she'd be willing to part with or acquire. Perhaps he could trade. And he wants to charge a 5% transaction fee. I mean, it's worth checking out what she has.
Vimy, never seen anyone so good at laying their mitts on coin that clinked within earshot. But what the hell? See if we can't make a deal.
Ooh, diagrams? Viper! Ah! So this was an interesting thing. We had a Viper School sword at the very beginning of the game that we made, and then never heard or really saw anything else with regard to the Viper School or their materials. And that seems strange, because they are certainly one of the schools that we've learned about previously, particularly in The Witcher 2. And so, yeah, that seemed odd to me that we were getting stuff for the Bear School, Griffin, Wolf, and Cat, and then Viper just disappeared after that. So, let's see. Does it tell us how heavy this armor is? That's certainly something that we've been trying to keep an eye out for, is part of the reason why we like the Cat armor is because it is light armor. I don't think this says. But, I mean, this still looks like a pretty interesting opportunity to nab these diagrams. I don't know if they're going to be available anywhere else, so I think we take them. This is our only chance to get them? Yeah, absolutely then. I think we absolutely go for it. Now, do we have anything that we can actually sell to her to perhaps make up for that a bit? She's probably not going to buy much from us, so I kind of doubt it. Not even crafting materials from us. We will buy, well, runestones, but that's not saying much, so I think we just take the diagrams and say I think that's a good victory for us. That's a win. Expensive, yes, but this is the only place to get them. They could be very interesting to test them out. And let's see, got anything in particular that you got your eye on? So, I don't know if we can kind of like scout out what our opponents, what our competition is planning to do here, see if anyone else is potentially trying to bid on, well, a house.
Does the Countess have her eye on anything particular today?
I guess we don't actually know if we're actually bidding on the house, or we just need to talk to this guy.
He would put up something that would be of interest.
Did he happen to say what it was?
No. Oh, you know what he's like. A walking enigma. On another topic, Master Geralt, I was wondering if you'd be willing to help a lady in need.
Depends on the nature of the need.
Oh, it's quite the trifle. I stepped out onto the balcony a moment ago. I dropped an earring while there. I couldn't find it. It must have fallen through the floorboards. Perhaps you, with your cat eyes.
Sure.
Not a problem. I'll go right away.
Except maybe not right away.
Much obliged.
See you in a minute, Vimy.
Okay, because now my question is, do we need to run off and do that immediately? Or can we chat with the other people first and see if they have any other interesting things that we could say, like, buy from them? Because this is our only opportunity to speak to these people, and perhaps only opportunity to buy valuable, rare items from them. And I would like not to miss that opportunity. So I don't know if that lady is kind of different from all the other people, and she just so happens to sell us rare diagrams, and everyone else is just kind of a significantly less significant person to chat with who doesn't actually give you anything in terms of items and just conversation points and nothing else. We'll only progress the story when we go down. Okay, so we should talk to these guys now and then we'll go down? In that case, probably makes the most sense then, it sounds. Oh, he's eyeing them.
Albert, it's been years. Allow me to introduce yous. Geralt of Rivia.
Enchanted.
Pleasure's all mine.
How's it? Got your eye on any sparkly bits today?
Not really. I buy what
Perhaps on
strikes me
something
fancy.
else?
I need something right sumptuous for me walls just now.
Choice of words.
Nilfgaard. I get it right?
Excuse me?
Your Gwent deck. It's Nilfgaard, innit? Come on, admit it.
Well, you see, that's a loaded question. You've seen me through. I would consider myself, and this is probably not coming as much as a surprise to you guys, but I would consider myself a bit of a Northern Realms player. Anything else?
Not a bad deck, Nilfgaard, but I'll take the Northern Realms over it any day.
Ah, understood. A patriot.
You ought to know, Helmut. Geralt here's a positively superb player. Superb.
Did we play
We
Vivaldi at
got a
some
minute
point?
before the auction starts, so nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Maybe around.
We are contractually obligated to say yes. A Witcher cannot say no to a round of Gwent. Whoa, okay, and it's worth a fair bit more. I mean, I suppose that does make sense in the situation, right? But yeah, we'll go for 125, sure.
Suppose it's not whether you win or lose. Sure, I'm game.
Brilliant. I'll lay my cards out.
Naturally. Geralt, might I have a wee word?
This guy got a sheet.
Well, mate, since I brought yous together, I do believe I'm owed a share of your winnings. If there
Is
are
that so?
10%. A finder's fee of sorts, okay?
Pretty clear now why you wanted us to meet.
One cardinal bit I've learnt in my trade, friend. Coin dinna stink. So, what'll it be?
I mean, what? We said 125 was the reward, so if we win, he gets 12 or 13 crowns. Sure. Like, I mean, maybe we can turn this into an interesting conversation if we turn him down and suddenly he gets rather displeased with us, and that could, well, I mean, it's not really something we want to have happen. Probably want him to be as friendly as possible to us, but, you know, it'd be perhaps just interesting to see how he would react in that situation. But I think, given at least from a purely monetary standpoint, losing 12 to 13 crowns, we'll live.
Well, you did help with the guards at the door. All right. 10% of any winnings is yours.
Any chance for a
Oh, we can find the
Don't
earring
push
now?
it,
Okay.
Vinny.
So we'll go for the earring after
All
this
right.
then, assuming we
Game on.
can still do that.